Just got the tires mounted over at John's, as you guys seen, Westco Off-Road. But anyways, I have been thinking about making some changes to the front end of this truck. A lot of you know the whole front end goes up and down. I really love that, and I don't want to change that. But what I do want to do is at some point I want the hood to be taken off or I can put it back on. So I think what I'm going to do is come in here. It's completely welded, but I think I'm going to come in here, find where all that is, and I'm going to cut the hood free, take it off, but it will still tilt everywhere. Even if it doesn't do it right now, I at least want to get the hood cut off. So that's another huge benefit of using Rust-Oleum paint, is it's cheap. So if you want to just change something or paint a different color every year or every month, if you guess you wanted to, but overall I like the truck. I like that it's white. There's a cruise tonight, so I got to do all this in like 2 hours. I actually like that. All right, let's see. So I made a huge change right at the end, and I don't think this truck's ever gonna have a hood again. Just right at the end, because I decided to go ahead and keep this section. I was like, man, what if I just cut the hump out? Is basically all I did. Just the hump that comes up and over. I like that. It kind of has a cool little look there, which can be finished out. Like we can, you know, smooth all this in and make it a little more custom. But it's still hot rod, it's still drag race. You know, if I ever get a blower or twin turbos or something, I want to stick them up through the hood. Just make it absolutely obnoxious, something crazy, something wild. That's what I want to do with this truck. It's always just going to be a wild hot rod. But yeah, I like this a lot more. I think this is going to be, for some reason I like that more. Tonight's a cruise. It's been triple digits all week, so having the hood off will definitely help keep the engine a little cooler. It doesn't get super hot, but it does creep. The entire time you're out cruising around, it's just creeping and creeping and creeping and creeping, and eventually it just gets real hot. As long as you're kind of moving, it'll maintain. But if you stop for any amount of time or anything with that hood on, it's over. You got to pull over, take it to a car wash and cool it off. But I think overall, I really like the look of that for some reason. I don't know. I'm going to sit back right now, look at it. I'm going to smooth out the edges, make sure all the edges are nice and smooth, make sure everything's nice and even. I did measure. I measured this point, and then I'm going to have to just level it out a little bit right there in the center. Sorry to my buddy Chatty, I had to cut through his pinstripe. But one thing that's missing on this truck is this piece right here. There's a piece that goes right here. I've never had it since I've had this front end. It's actually a piece of 1-inch square tubing that's in there, and I've just never had that piece. I think I have a friend that has one. I need to go to his house and go look, but I think right now I'm very satisfied with this. I'm gonna take a look back here. That coming down the road, I think I like that a lot. I think I like that a lot. Truck doesn't need a hood. It doesn't need windshield wipers. It doesn't come out when it's raining. It's on slicks. Like, you'd be dumb to try and take this thing out in the rain, which I have, and honestly, it's not fun. You would think it's fun. It is honestly not fun. It's just driving straight and normal is you're sideways and you can't stop, and it's not fun at all. So slicks in the rain is not cool, but I like this a lot. Now, like I said, we can finish it off. We can like smooth all this out, finish it off, and I still want the hood to tilt forward. So we'll put some more bracing in it eventually to where the hood tilts forward and sets down. It's just going to be a custom wild truck. Eventually I'm going to repaint this truck at some point and do something really cool with it. But for right now, I think this is actually really awesome. I really love the hot rod cruising with the hood off, you know, type of deal. I'm still a teenager in that way. I think it's cool. So I'm gonna go around, smooth out all the edges, make sure everything's nice and even. Might have to, where I got some overcut, I might have to weld that back up and smooth it out. And then I got some Shaky Bomb white rattle can, Rust-Oleum white, touch up anything that we've messed up. All right, look at that. Hood still tilts, still does stuff. Cost me a knuckle. That's all right, not complaining. That's cool, that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to still tilt if I wanted it to, but now I don't necessarily need it to, which I still think is cool, because if you go to a car show or something, you could still set it up if you wanted to. Once I clean up the engine bay and I put the new motor in it, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And the new motor is gonna be probably somewhere around in there. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So anyways, yeah, that's cool. Now I'm thinking about different colors in my head or whatever, or even finishing this paint job. So this paint job was literally like 3/4 done, or quarter, or about halfway done, honestly. I was gonna do fish scales in between the purple and everything, and then put a logo, and then do all the stuff, and then hand write like Holley carburetors on the fenders, and do like old stuff, bunch of old school hot rod stuff like that, handwritten lettering and stuff like that. Just do it myself. But like I said before, the back tire came off of this truck right, like literally, I think it was like 13 hours, 12 hours after I painted it. It ripped this whole fender all to pieces. It's just, it cracked it all, broke it all. And after that, I really just lost motivation on this truck. You can see how it's kind of kicked out right there. I beat it back as far as I could, bent it back. That fender took a hard hit. Back tire ended up coming up out underneath the truck, flipped the truck up in the air and threw us into a ditch. Actually, it went this way. Flipped it up in the air and then threw us into a ditch. And then, yeah, literally, like I said, I'm not joking, 12 hours after I painted it. I think I painted it about 4 o'clock in the morning, finished painting it and unmasking it at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then about 5 or 6 in the afternoon, we went for a cruise at the Bohuff Car Show in Utah. And that's when that happened, the next day. So, or actually the same day. Yeah, so I didn't get to go on the cruise with the 55 because shortly after that, I blew my finger apart with a sanding disc. And it is not pretty, and I am not allowed to show it on YouTube. Yikes. Out in the shop, working on the Lincoln, but let me turn the camera around. Look at that, it is raining today. Now, we have not got much rain here in Colorado this year. Pretty much at all. It's rained a few times, but not a lot. Anyways, got my finger all fixed up. I split it long ways down about the middle of my fingernail there. So that was fun. It's actually stitched through the fingernail and on the back side. It went almost all the way through with a sanding disc, so it just kind of exploded everything. Didn't really cut through it, you know what I mean? Enough talk about that. I don't like stuff like that. So anyways, gonna work on that beauty right there. Get it cut out, trace it, and get it welded back in like we always do. Just kind of moving around today. That's it right there. There it is. Got it. There it is right there. Got it. Let that cool. Let that cool. Take your time. We ain't no hurry. We don't want to do it again. All right, check that out. That's pretty good. I think I got one little weld right there. I need to just buzz it real quick. Sand that down. It's good to go. Oh, one right there too. Oh, you can see that. Yeah. All the lights in the way. Hold on. My shadow's in the way, but there's one right there, one right there. Other than that, we are looking pretty good. And dig this out and figure out what else we got. Everything else is good here. Got our metal done. Everything's good. I'm gonna go ahead and strip this down because I know something's telling me, that this side's probably not gonna be as good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the little paint stripper deal and just let's go ahead and take it all out and see what's under there, because that is pretty deep. If you can see my finger will almost lay in there. So, but like I said, this side over here, it's actually doing great. This side over here, we can move right along. Like there, check there, that's down to bare metal. That's the original paint there. So there's nothing there. I'm gonna do a little body work here. I'm gonna weld my dent puller here and pull out on this just a little bit. See if I can massage this out just a little more, because it's in just a little bit. It's actually not bad. Honestly, you probably could just body fill that, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna pull on a little bit, get it out a little more, a little further. Okay, so it's not up there, so it must be right here, because it's not back here either. I already checked. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Do you see what I see? Good, bad. That is good dang news, because good deal. I think we just kind of won one right there, hopefully. Let's see why we have so much body filler right here. We'll get this all off, get it massaged out back to where it needs to be, and we should be good to go. As long as there's no rust, but that's good. We're doing good. I feel a lot better about that. Sweet. All right, onward and upward. More good news. It's just a dent right there. You see it? You see it? Thank goodness. I thought it was gonna be, the whole quarter panel, but also check this out. We went up here, metal, 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 metal in here, metal up there, metal, metal. So we are good, metal. I double checked right there. Once again, we are good to go. I think there's really necessary for me to completely cut this out. If I feel like it is, then I will, but I don't think I need to. I think this is gonna be just fine, just like that. Way better. Way better. There, she's moving already. I'm gonna have to get my hammer and tap around it. I need to tap this down and pull this out. That's the magic. Tap and pull, tap and pull. So I'm gonna pull a little pressure, and then I'm gonna tap right here to tap this part down. That will most definitely stiffen that up. That way you don't get that oil can effect. Just a little bit like that. Let's go right to the deepest part of this right here. See what we get. Now it's the deepest part right there. Seems like it's wanting to move. Oh yeah, it moved a lot right there. Moved a lot. Okay, maybe one more in this deep little section here, and I think that's about it. We'll grind it down and see what we get. So you'll make a peak if you pull real hard. Got to go down a little bit. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get the grinder and we'll clean it up. I think that's gonna look good. All right. It's a lot more out. Here to see what these holes are. Get those welded up. It did come out quite a bit though. So that's good. That's really, really good. Still looks a little rough. We're gonna have to use some body filler, some fiberglass body filler. It's very, very strong. Works really well over welds and stuff like that. We'll use that first, and then we'll put regular body filler over that, and that won't go anywhere. That'll be there forever. Especially now that that's pulled out a little further, a little closer, a little better. Doing good. So relieved. Really, I am. Got a little happier, a little chipper there at the end, because I was like, oh, thank goodness. I'm not having to dig and dig and dig and dig. That took a long time, guys. We're gonna get this whole section body worked and looking right. I think this door really didn't need all that body work on it. As far as I can tell, everything is nice and lined up. I don't know why it was so thick. That's why I took this door down so far was because it was so thick, and it was almost higher than this. I don't know what was happening there, but anyways, we'll fix it. That's what's happening there. All right, so now I'm back over here on the passenger side. Like I said, I was just gonna do a couple little welds with the old dent puller, tap and pull, basically the same thing as we just did on the other side, and that looks a lot better. And that's all it took was what, 1, 2, 3, 4 little tacks of pulling it and just tapping on it, and that thing is looking really good. So yeah, a lot happier day to day, a lot better day to day. I'm not digging out as much Bondo or anything like that, so that's good. This car is going to be sharp. I can't wait. It is a giant car, so it's cool. So yeah, just doing that made that so much better. That is pretty level now. Pro Strands got some fiberglass hairs in it. They get interwoven, and man, it makes the stuff so strong. Just makes it so strong. So I always use it on welds because a weld is a lot harder than the regular sheet metal, so I always use it over a weld. Or if I really want something to be just super strong and really last and hold in there, this is what I use. You can thin it down a little bit. If you ever need to, you can thin it down a little bit with this plastic honey. Works really well. You can get it at any paint store really. But this has already been thinned just a little bit. I think I did it right when I got it. This stuff is usually really super thick. It's hard to work with. Just get it to where it's all uniform, one color. Don't see any streaking. Pull it out. All right, we ain't gonna use a whole lot of this. Just wanna make sure we get something on there that can grab a hold. I already 80 gritted this. Hopefully you can see the little scratches in there. I 80 gritted it real good and cleaned it. So we're just gonna use just a little bit of it. Pretty much just like that. And if we have to, we'll go back over it with some regular body filler. But I wanna make sure that this stuff is on there, at least in the bottom. This stuff gets really hard. You can sand it. It's a little harder to sand, so I put it really thin, and usually at the bottom of my bodywork, because I don't like sanding this stuff, so I don't put it super thick. Just a light little coat will get you home. Work it in a little bit, but so I'm gonna start pulling a little thinner. Still want it to be there and be strong, but I don't want to be really sanding this stuff off a whole lot. It's not a good finish body filler. It's a good strong body filler though. It's pretty much just like that right there. We're gonna do that to all the places that we've repaired recently. Now I'm just gonna do it to all the rest of them just like that. Then we'll sand it, and then we'll do body filler over it if we need it.